Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vedic astrology coach Rajat Kapoor and welcome to my channel The Legit Astrologer. In my channel I make videos in Vedic astrology, I talk about transits. In the recent times I have made a number of videos. Jupiter's upcoming transit in its exaltation sign of Cancer, Saturn's transit in Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra while it is retrograde, and also predictions for the month of October. All these videos are available on my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the fast-paced, quick transit as usual of Mercury, who is now entering its friendly sign Libra on 3rd of October and it will remain here till 24th of October. Mercury is a fast-moving planet. It makes a transit mostly between 20 to 25 days unless it is going retrograde, then it spends longer amount of time. Mercury as a graha very easily gets influenced by other planets or other grahas. During this transit, it will come in contact with Mars. So Mars has a greater influence on Mercury. They are forming a yoga. Based on their lordship, based on their placement, we can have further analysis of this yoga. Thereafter, between 17th till 24th of October, Mercury will also be conjoined with Sun or Surya. Mercury is not undergoing any combustion during this transit. We will see a 3 planetary conjunction of Mercury, Mars and Sun in Libra. On 9th of October, Venus will enter Virgo. So between 9th of October till 24th of October, Venus and Mercury are in a Parivartan Yoga or an exchange yoga. This means during this time, Mercury will behave as if it's Venus sitting in its Mool Trikon sign of Libra, and Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in its exaltation sign of Virgo. So they are basically exchanging their roles, switching their jobs. Based on their lordship and of course other placements, we can have further assessment of this Parivartana Yoga. So if you're running through Dasha Antardasha of Venus, Mercury, Sun, Mars, or if you have prominent planets in the sign of Libra, in the sign of Virgo, in the sign of Aries, you're likely to be impacted by this transit. This transit demands quick results, fast results. Mercury has been going in a great dignity in Virgo where it is exalted, and now it is entering Libra. Out of the 3 planetary conjunction, Mercury will have a greater say, the greatest strength, because it is in a friendly sign. Mars is in a neutral sign and Sun is in an inimical and a debilitated sign. During this transit, Mercury will be having an aspect on the sign of Aries, which is the 7th aspect of desire or the drishti. At the mundane level, Mercury wants to increase your sense of IQ, your communication, that is personally very important to you, and of course avoid any crisis kind of situation when it comes to personal relationship. Do anything to build your intelligence, that is more at the mundane level, and wherever the sign of Aries falls in your chart, you will have great desires with regards to this sign, and you could expect quick results with regards to matters that are related to this sign or this house. Now let's try and understand how this transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from the ascendant sign because most of the yogas are seen from the ascendant. A few yogas are also seen from the moon. So at the mental level, you can also read this from your moon sign, but predominantly you will reference to your lagna or the ascendant. Aries ascendant signs. Mercury or Buddha is entering Libra, that falls in your 7th house. It has been going pretty strong in the 6th house in its exaltation sign. During this transit, it will make a conjunction with Mars, who is your Lagna Lord. Mars is the 1st house Lord, Mercury is the 3rd and the 6th Lord. He rules your valor, courage, your efforts, change, younger siblings or the co-borns. Also the 6th Lord of daily routine, deaths, diseases, things that you do on a day-to-day basis, and how you overpay or overcome your debts, how you overcome your competition. Opposition is also seen from the 6th house. Now this is a yoga between 1st and the 3rd Lord. Firstly, you will be quite energetic about any efforts that you put during this time later in October, so it is mostly favorable for you. But Mercury attains Maran Karak position in the 7th house. It is a death-like position. Mars also attains Maran Karak position in the 7th house. So both of them are somewhat losing its significance. See, because 7th house is the house of relationship, partnership, marriage. It is the Jaya Bhava. We see peace and war, This is where your energies to deal with the person who is opposite to you or the opposite sex lies here. Mercury and Mars, they do not have the domain knowledge of the seventh house. Therefore, it's a weak position for them. Somehow, they are losing its significance. So, with regards to matters pertaining to communication and of course your daily routine, you will have to put in a lot more efforts. This transit is not too supportive for relationship pursuits. But if you're already married, your spouse or partner can go out of the way to support you. So, please look up to them. During this transit after 9th of October, Mercury will be in a Parivartan Yoga with Venus. They've exchanged their houses. So, this is where you will get a boost when it comes to relationship matters, certain support, because Mercury's dignity would be very similar to that of Venus, who is the Karaka or the significator of the 7th house. So, it gets further strength, further direction. Sun will also join them between 17th of October till 24th of October. So there is a 3 planetary conjunction. But all these 3 planets are not very strong in the 7th house. 7th house matters are weak. So you can avoid important business related decisions, important decisions pertaining to your relationship, and make sure that you protect it. You will have a renewed focus on your health, your vitality, your well-being. Your spouse's health can be improved in case there have been any issues that are there in the past. Mercury will be aspecting your Lagna. It desires to expand your communication. So you need to work to build your IQ. It is a learning opportunity for you. You can look forward to an increased pace of life because Mercury is a fast moving graha. It will increase the pace of anything and everything that you've been doing. Continue to strengthen your Lagna Lord Mars and look up to him during this transit. Taurus ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Mercury or Buddha is entering Libra on 3rd of October. It will remain here till 24th of October. Now, between 9th till 24th of October, it will be involved in a Parivartana Yoga with your Lagna Lord Venus, who will make a debilitated transit in the sign of Virgo. And this also is causing cancellation of debility. Though it is not a Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga, but somehow it is giving great support to Venus as well as Mercury. Mercury is your 2nd and the 5th lord. Therefore, for financial matters, it plays a very important role because both of these houses are Lakshmi Sthan. Mercury rules your Dhan Bhav, the house of accumulation, your family, your speech, your consumption, what you eat, what you consume. It is your storage space. Being the 5th lord, it rules your future. Positional success is seen from the 5th house. Your children are seen from the 5th house. Now, Mercury is making a transit in the 6th house, where it will come in contact with Mars or Mangal, who is already in a Viparita Yoga. But this time period, you will get extra boost when it comes to things that matter for you in your daily life. Your routine will have a pace and also high amount of energy because Mars is bringing energy. Mercury is bringing pace. It is time for you to take some quick decisions that are related to your job, that are related to your work. You can look forward to some quick wins at workplace. This should be your motto. Moreover, resources will also be favorable for you. Mars does well in the 6th house. Mercury also does well in the 6th house because it naturally gets exalted in the 6th house. And after 17th of October, Sun will also join them. There will be a 3 planetary conjunction. And Sun also does well in this house because it is in Upachaya Bhava. And when it makes an exchange with Venus after 9th of October, I would advise you to be very careful with regards to your relationship matters because this Mercury will behave as if it's Venus in the 6th house. It will get the energies of Venus. Though for your future planning, future decision making, and speculative business, it is a good time for any creative pursuits. It's going to be a good time, but relationship matters could be mostly sensitive between 9th till 24th of October. This is where you have to be careful. Don't get into the ego trap. Keep your ego aside, stay grounded, and let this time pass. Mercury will be aspecting your 12th house by the 7th aspect of desire. It wants you to learn something about spirituality. And also it is an excellent time to give donations. You should give donations related to Mars. So red color items, red pulses, that is something which you can, and especially when Mars is involved, this could be quite beneficial for you. Your 6-12 axis is quite active. So make sure that you engage yourself in spiritual practices, yoga, sadhana, and try to cope up with this pace of life. You can also expect some minor health issues, hospital visits. Make sure that you keep yourself at check, and I wish you the very best. Gemini ascendant signs or the Gemini moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from the ascendant because there are a few yogas that are getting active, and at the mental level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Mercury or Buddha is your Lagna Lord, Lord of the Ascendant. He rules yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are. This is where there is the power of Dhi. We call it Dhi Shakti, which is your conscious brain, alright, which gives you intelligence, IQ. Mercury also rules your 4th house of the comfort space, safe space, your happiness, home, protection, your mother. Now during this transit, interestingly, between 3rd till 24th of October, it will come in contact with different grahas. Mercury is under the good influence of Sun after 17th of October. But it is in not so good influence of Mars between 3rd till 9th of October. This is where you have to be slightly careful with regards to any future decisions, because you will have some sort of illusion, blockages or opposition that you could face. Make sure that you exercise and stay energized all through the day to channelize these energies. On 9th of October, Venus will enter your 4th house in its debilitation sign, though gaining directional strength in Virgo. So technically, Venus and Mercury are involved in a Parivartan Yoga. This Parivartan Yoga is happening between the 4th and the 5th house, which is very auspicious, particularly in transit, because this is where a Kendra or quadrant house is involved and a trinal house is involved. So Mercury will start behaving as if it is Venus sitting in its Mool Trikon sign in your 5th house, which is excellent for future pursuits. You can expect rise of position. Sun will also join them on 17th of October, which is forming a beautiful Buddha-Aditya Yoga, opens avenues for you to learn. Expect quick results when it comes to your position, when it comes to your finances. So your finances could rise in case your Dasha Antardasha is supportive, because Mars, Mercury and Sun are forming a Dhan Yoga that is directly related to your efforts, which could help you have a rise in your income or create a secondary source of income. Particularly when Jupiter is also going to be making a transit in your 2nd house, you can expect significant work developments. Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in the sign of Virgo, though in the 4th house Maran Karak, but of course a good sign for Mercury from an exchange point of view, but somehow it will let you step out of your comfort zone. So you'll have to step out of your comfort zone and do something or practice some of the things that you have never done in the past. So it could be new assignment, new projects that puts you in a slightly uncomfortable position, but a very good time for future planning, future goal setting and quick wins with regards to your near future. Short-term goals is something that you should eye on in terms of achieving over the course of next few weeks. Mercury will be aspecting your 11th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So will be Mars and Sun. Multiple planets are influencing your 11th house, which of course makes it a favorable situation for gains and also to overcome enemies, overcome any kind of opposition, because Mercury has a greater say during this time. Mantra-based remedies will work very well for you. Either you could use a Lakshmi mantra, that is Om Lakshmaya Namah, or a Vishnu mantra, that is Om Vishnave Namah, in order to make the most of this time and make sure that you do diligent and very good future planning and goal setting during this transit. Cancer ascendant signs or the Cancer moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. Mercury's quick, fast transit that lasts for a few weeks is happening in Libra this time between 3rd of October till 24th of October. During this time, Mercury is going to be under the influence of various planets and also an exchange yoga between Venus and Mercury, because Venus will enter Virgo on 9th of October. Mercury for you is the 3rd lord and the 12th lord. It shares an inimical relationship with your Lagna lord Moon, but Moon does not consider Mercury as its enemy. It is making a transit in the 4th house, though in the friendly sign, but in 4th house, it's relatively a weak position for Mercury, because Mercury is a prince. It is a child-like planet. And what happens if you keep a child restricted at home, in the home environment? It doesn't get or feel very comfortable here, because Mercury wants to step out. He wants to move out. Now, initially it will be conjoined with Mars, forming a yoga. So this is a yoga between your third lord and the 10th lord. Between 3rd till 9th of October or throughout the transit, any efforts that you put, if it is with regards to your work, your profession, you are likely to see quick results because you will have high energy and you will use your power of communication and also your intelligence in terms of making these decisions. Mercury still is in a comfortable position in the friendly sign of Libra. Between 9th till 24th of October, there is an exchange yoga between Venus and Mercury. This time period, Mercury will behave as if it's Venus sitting in the 4th house in its own Mool Trikona sign of Libra, which will make things comfortable with regards to your home related matters, your comfort, your happy space, and Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in the sign of Virgo, which will also ensure any efforts that you put, you would likely see the results. 17th of October, Sun will also join. So there is a 3 planetary conjunction in your 4th house. All these 3 will be aspecting your 10th house. So your work demands leadership, the power of communication, and also a whole lot of energy. You will face some challenges with regards to striking a balance between your home life and your work life. Since there are multiple planets involved, your 2nd lord is involved who rules your family, your 10th lord is involved, 5th lord Mars and 10th lord Mars is involved, and also Mercury is involved. So it's an excellent time for you to declutter, clean up your house, donate those things which are old for you, which you can't use or don't use, because Mercury is your 12th lord in the 4th house. So this time period, if you donate, you attract mental peace. Donate green things, green leafy vegetables, green pulses, any green items you can donate to those who need, and this could be a very good remedy for you, and Mercury will get very good influence and may you make good work related decisions during this time. Leo ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant or the Lagna. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign, because in this transit, I'm going to talk about a number of yogas as well that are active. Mercury is entering Libra on 3rd of October, which coincides with Saturn's transit in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, and it is going to stay there till 24th of October. Short, quick, precise transit and a precise video. During this time, Mercury is coming under the influence of Mars, Sun as well as Venus. Mercury is friendly to your Lagna Lord Surya, and it rules the 2nd and the 11th house. So for financial matters, Mercury matters a lot. For your financial gains, for accumulation, 2nd house is your family, it is your speech, your consumption, what you eat, what you consume, and fulfillment of that is seen from the 3rd house where Mercury is being placed. Mercury is also the 11th lord of your income, also the house of illusion or Maya. It is also a house of friends and enemies, your social network, your wider network, sense of recognition. It's a very material house with a lot of Rajas energies, material energies. Now, Mercury is entering the 3rd house of valor, efforts, courage, change, communication, your learning. It will be conjoined with Mangal, who is the Yoga Karak Graha for you, the 4th and the 9th lord. So the 9th lord conjoined with your 2nd lord is a Dhan Yoga in the 3rd house. This means Dhan could be Arjit. You could earn wealth, you could accumulate wealth through your efforts. Particularly 17th of October, Sun will also be joining these 2 planets. Resources are favorable for you in spite of Sun being debilitated. Since it's your Lagna Lord, it will mostly give you positive results. In spite of that, resources will be favorable for you if you put efforts. Fortune will be favorable for you. You could go on some journey, some travel is indicated during this time. It could be a short journey, or you could be in a position to plan ahead of the time for your travel, which could be a fruitful travel. Now, 9th of October, Venus will enter Virgo, where Mercury and Venus will be involved in a Parivartan Yoga. Venus is your 10th lord and also the 3rd lord. So this is technically an exchange between the 2nd and the 3rd lord, or we can also say 2nd and the 10th lord. So for financial matters related to work, it's quite positive. It will mostly give you mixed results, but financially it is very strong. So you could expect some rise in your income, some incentives, bonuses, or probably your financial position to see some quick results, some fast results by the virtue of your efforts. Travel can also bring some financial gains in case you probably plan for a movement. All right. Mercury is aspecting your ninth house, so will Sun and Mars at the same time. So there are plenty of energies in the 3-9 axis. Mercury demands communication and using the power of your knowledge, your learning, most importantly, in your dharma. So be the protector of your dharma, be the advocate or the messenger of your dharma, and of course spread positive messages, follow the path of righteousness. Fortune is going to be very favorable because all these 3 planets aspecting your ninth house are good planets for your ascendant, for your lagna. Journeys are indicated from this axis, so you could start something new, new ventures, new line of work, or maybe a secondary source of income is something which you can establish in a very quick manner. You will not shy away from any efforts. The pace of life is going to increase. From a remedial point of view, you should journal. Mercury is communication and 3rd house represents written communication where you use your hands. So journal, and that will be the ideal remedy for you during this time. Virgo ascendant signs or the Virgo moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening on 3rd of October? Mercury, your lagna lord, lord of the ascendant, who rules yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are, and also the 10th lord of your karya bhava, profession, your action in the society, karma bhava, your work, your duties. Buddha is making a transit in Libra, that is happening in your 2nd house. So regardless of your dasha, antardasha, whatever time period you get going through, Mercury's transit will have an impact on you always. During this time, Mercury is under the influence of Mars and also Sun and Venus as well by the virtue of exchange yoga. So between 3rd till 24th of October, Mercury and Mars will be conjoined. They will encounter a planetary war as well later when it comes in close within 1 degree from each other. Though Mercury has a greater say, but no planet wins the war from Mars. So maybe later in October, you have to be slightly careful. Alright. However, Sun will give great support to Mercury after 17th of October, which is a Buddhaditya Yoga in your 2nd house. So anything that you learn will help you in increasing your income, will help you in improving your finances. Alright. Mars is your 8th lord. It is making a conjunction with Mercury, who is the lagna lord. So transformation is inevitable, but since Mercury is in greater strength, it is in a friendly sign, it is in a great dignity, Mercury will dominate during this transit. Most importantly, after 9th of October, Mercury and Venus are involved in a Parivartan Yoga or an exchange yoga. This exchange is between your ascendant lord and the 2nd lord. So Mercury will behave as if it's Venus sitting in Libra in its Mool Trikon sign, forming a powerful Dhan Yoga. Though it is in Dhan Yoga all throughout the time. Your expenses could rise as well, but when your expenses would rise, so would your income. It is very directly related to your efforts. And Venus will start behaving between 9th of October till 24th of October as if it's Mercury sitting in the ascendant in its exaltation sign. So good time period to improve your personality, to bring in the power of communication, eloquence, and you will be very conscious about things. You will take conscious steps. Anyone who you are speaking with, or probably if you need to present something to someone, you will be well planned, you will prepare yourself, you will think through, you will come with a structure, you will come with a plan, which is good. And that is something which you should leverage. Mercury will be aspecting your 8th house by the 7th aspect of desire. Mercury desires quick transformation, fast transformation. Mars and Sun are also aspecting, so you need to overcome your own adversities for you to pay some kind of debt that you will over the course of next few weeks. Use the mantra Om Namo Narayanaya for your protection, and may you have a blessed time ahead. Libra ascendant signs or the Libra moon signs. So what is happening? Mercury or Buddha is going to be moving in your ascendant or the lagna on 3rd of October, and it will stay here till 24th of October. So firstly, Mercury is a Karagraha for you. It's your 9th lord and the 12th lord. Being the 12th lord, it gives its neutral position, but 9th lord becomes the Bhagyesha, the one who rules your fortune, long journeys, higher education, spiritual education. Your father figure, guru, teachers, mentors are also seen from the 9th house. Being the 12th house, it rules your higher self-consciousness, your ability to be more self-aware, your house of expenditure, losses, and your ability to give, your ability to donate. In the ascendant or the Lagna, Mercury gains directional strength, or it is Digbali. It is a supreme position. Now, during this transit, it will be impacted or influenced by other planets. It will be under the influence of Mars, who is your second and the seventh lord, and also the good influence of Sun, who is your 11th lord. So, they are forming a wealth yoga or a dhan yoga. More than you, it could be a favorable time period for your spouse. Your spouse could have some financial gains, some traction that they might receive, or some progress with regards to their career, in case, of course, it aligns well with their charts and the dashas as well. Mercury has a greater say during this 3 planetary conjunction because it is Digbali and it is in friendly sign. Surya, though, is the Karaka of the Lagna, but it will be in Neech Rashi or debilitation. 9th of October onwards, Venus will enter your 12th house, your Lagna Lord. Entering that house will increase your expenditure, so you have to be careful of your increased expenditure later in October. Try to protect your finances, try to manage your funds, and try to restrict your expenditure. Try not to be impulsive about anything where money is involved. Hold back to your emotions. So you need some sort of discipline in your spending. It's a behavioral element. Mercury and Venus will be involved in a Parivartan Yoga. So this Parivartan is between the ascendant and the 12th house. It's a very good time for you to donate. Donate Mercury related items, green items or red items, red pulses, green pulses you can donate because that is ruled by Mercury and also Mars. Red fruits also you can donate during this time, which will be very good for you. Mercury will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your Lagna in the ascendant. Now this will improve your personality. This will make you more vocal. This will help you build cordial relationship with others. But your expenditure will increase because Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in the 12th house, will make you a lot more impulsive. Would also restrict spiritual pursuits, but it will promote long distance journey. It will give you foreign visits, which could be related to either leisure or work. Mercury is going to be aspecting your 7th house by the 7th aspect of desire. He desires communication in anything that you do where opposition is involved, those people who are opposite to you. Relationship matters could see improvement because the 7th lord will also be aspecting the 7th house, that is Mars. Sun will also be aspecting. So there will be loyalty, lot of energy. So sometimes it might be challenging for you to deal with this energy with your partner. So be little careful as well. This could become a cause of conflict or a disagreement. Try to be a good listener, try to mend these ties and cordial relationship, and you could look up to Shri Hari, Lord Vishnu. Use the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya for your benefit, and may you have a blessed time ahead. Scorpio ascendant signs or the Scorpio moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Mercury or Buddha is entering your 12th house on 3rd of October and it will remain here till 24th of October. It's a fast paced transit of Mercury as usual. It is always quick, but during this time, it is under the influence of different planets, different grahas. Firstly, your ascendant lord Mars, because it will form a conjunction with Mars. It will also engage in a graha yuddha or a planetary war with Mars, and Mars is winning that war because no one can win over Mars because of its energy. This is happening when there will be 1 degree within each other. Sun will also join this conjunction in your 12th house on 17th of October. So 3 planetary conjunction in your 12th house. This indicates increased expenditure with regards to your work, increased energy with regards to your job, with regards to your profession. So you will put in a lot more energy. Some of that energy or efforts might go wasted as well, but you should be patient. You should have plenty of resilience and perseverance for you to wait. Do not shy away from putting efforts because this time period there could be some blockages with regards to work related matters, some issues with authority. Mercury is the 11th lord and it is also your 8th lord. So it rules 2 not so good houses. 8th house is the house of suddenness, transformation, places that are across the sea, your adversities and the ability to deal with adversities in life, your weaknesses or Nija dosha. Mercury is also forming a Vipareet yoga during this transit. Circumstances could go adverse. Eventually, you will rise in this transit. Spiritually, it is an extremely supportive time. You should have high spiritual activities, increased spiritual activities, your devotion, sadhana. Wait for Mars to enter your ascendant later in October, where you will have a lot more energy and things will start moving forward in the most positive direction. This time period calls for increased caution when it comes to work related matters, because there could be some issue with the authority. Sun and Mercury will also be forming a conjunction post 17th of October. Now, Venus will enter Virgo on 9th of October, which is an exchange or a Parivartan Yoga between your 11th and the 12th house. So, that also calls for increased expenditure. So, you have to manage your finances, you have to protect your finances, and also look after your health and well-being. Mercury, though, will get some support because it will behave as if it's Venus sitting in the 12th house in its Mool Trikon sign, wherein it dominates. So, till 9th of October, you could have some minor health issue. After that, you could expect improvement in your health. And Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in the 11th house, could support you in terms of financial matters. Mercury will also be aspecting your 6th house. So, it wants you to leverage your communication in your daily routine, to overcome enemies, to overcome opposition, use the power of your learning to cope up with the energies in the day-to-day life and bring positive changes there. Increase your spiritual sadhana and meditation for you to cope up with these energies. Sagittarius ascendant signs or the Sagittarius moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So, what is happening? Mercury, Prince Buddha is entering Libra on 3rd of October and will remain here till 24th of October. Mercury is your 7th and the 10th lord. So, it rules two Kendra houses and it also becomes your Badakesh or the one who rules obstacles. When a Badak planet is making a strong transit, it has a tendency to bring certain obstacles as well. Where Mercury rules your Jaya Bhava, where we see peace and also war, those people who are opposite to you, your attitude and ability to deal with opposition, things that are of opposite nature, people and events. And at the same time, it is also your 10th lord of profession, your duty, your karma, your actions in the society, things that you do to survive and sustain yourself in this world. Your work, your job, your duties. Mercury is making a transit now in the 11th house in a friendly sign of Libra. You will have a 3 planetary conjunction in your 11th house, which will include your 5th lord Mars and your 9th lord Surya. Though Mercury is in a greater strength because it's in the friendly sign. However, there are some good yogas that are formed during this time, which involves your 9th lord, 10th lord and also the 11th lord Venus, because Mercury will be in an exchange with Venus. So, you could expect significant work related developments and elevation of your bhagya, your fortune over the course of next few days. You can expect some good news when it comes to work, when it comes to your future pursuits. Sun and Mercury will be forming a Bodhaditya Yoga post 17th of October, where Mercury is getting the due support and Mars is also making a strong transit. So, you can expect significant gains in case your Dasha Antardasha is supportive. Results will be quick, results will be fast because this is the inherent nature of Mercury. After 9th of October, Venus and Mercury are involved in an exchange or a Parivartan Yoga, which means that Mercury is going to behave as with Venus sitting in the 11th house in its Mool Trikon sign, forming a yoga with Mars and Sun, which is a yoga between the 11th lord technically and also the 9th lord and the 5th lord. So, trines are getting great support, great boost. Mercury or Venus will behave as if it's Mercury in the 10th house in its exaltation. So, you could expect significant work developments between 9th till 24th of October, which could be your time to further improve and improvise and make the most of this time. All these 3 planets will be aspecting your 5th house by the 7th aspect of desire. Let's talk about Mercury's aspect. The aspect of desire wants to use or you to use the power of your learning and your intelligence in future pursuits. Your children can have some milestones, some success, or this time period could be favorable if you have a child or if you are planning a family. This could also be favorable for you. There is plenty of fiery energy in your 11th house, which should give you some gains in the short run if you're expecting some payments, some financial settlement. that could very well commence, that could very well happen during this time. Use mantra based remedies, use a Bij mantra of Mangal or Mars or Surya, which will be extremely beneficial for you, and my best wishes. Capricorn ascendant signs or the Capricorn moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening? Mercury, who is your 6th lord and the 9th lord, is now entering your 10th house in the friendly sign of Libra. It has been making a good transit in the 9th house, and now it will enter the house where Mercury is the primary karaka or the significator of this house. Being the 6th lord, it rules your daily routine, debts, diseases, things that you do on a day-to-day basis, competition, opposition, your enemies. Being the 9th lord, it rules your bhagya, fortune, long journey, higher education, spiritual education is seen from the 9th house and its lord. Mercury being the significator of the 10th house, it is a strong position. During this transit, it will make a conjunction with Sun and Mars. Sun gains direction strength in the 10th house, Mars also gains direction strength in the 10th house, or it is Digbali. Therefore, they are forming a beautiful yoga. Mars is also your 11th lord. Sun is your 8th lord. Momentarily, it could bring some suddenness at work or some leadership or authority related issues. But Mercury has a greater say because it is in friendly sign and it is also the karaka of the 10th house. All the 3 planets are in great dignity. So after 9th of October till the end of October, you could expect significant developments when it comes to your work. Because this is where your 10th lord Venus is also involved. Mercury and Venus will be in a Parivartan Yoga. Now this kind of a Parivartan Yoga might happen once in a year or once in a couple of years or 2 or 3 years, whenever there is a significant movement, or at the same time when Venus is in Virgo, Mercury is in Libra. Alright, this is an exchange between the 9th and the 10th house lord. It's a Dharma Karma exchange yoga, which is a very powerful Parivartan Yoga, one of the most powerful Parivartan Yoga. And these 2 planets are also friendly. So it is furthermore making situations more favorable for you. Mercury will start behaving either with Venus sitting in the 10th house, would help you build meaningful connections with people, leverage the power of your network, your relationship, your leadership potential to grow, to make significant decisions related to your work. And Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in the 9th house, will support your bhagya, your fortune. So you can take some of the best decisions of your life in the next few weeks of the year, and of course the subsequent years as well. Mercury is aspecting your 4th house by the 7th aspect of desire. Sun is also going to be aspecting, Mars is also going to be aspecting. So you will be more focused at work. The pace of life is going to increase. Because of that, there could be some discomfort with regards to matters related to home. There will be a lack of balance between your work life and your home life. And this is something which you need to balance. You need to strike a balance here and have that kind of approach. Declutter your workspace. Clean your workspace to channelize these energies. Use a mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya to significantly improve your work related matters. Your health, vitality and immunity will also see an improvement because Mercury is your 6th lord and it is making a good transit over the course of next few weeks, and my best wishes for you. Aquarius ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign or the Lagna. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So Mercury is entering Libra in your 9th house on 3rd of October. It will remain here till 24th of October. During this time, it is coming under influence of different grahas. Mercury is your 5th lord and the 8th lord. It is a Karak graha. Being the 5th lord, it rules your future. It becomes an important planet. It is about your children, your position of success. 5th house is also the house of corruption. 5th house is also the house of mantras, where the mantra based remedies will work for you. A trinal lord is making a transit in a trinal house. Mantra based remedies, any initiation would be absolutely favorable for you, beneficial for you. Since it's the 8th lord, it deals with longevity, suddenness, your weaknesses, or we call Nija dosha, your ability to deal with adversity in life and the debts that you have to repay. During this time, Mercury will conjoin initially with Mars, who is your 3rd and the 10th lord. So it's a conjunction between the 5th and the 10th lord, which indicates positional rise, positional success where fortune is favorable. In case you're running through a favorable dasha antadasha, you could see significant developments related to your career. But this will come with some opposition because some authority issues, some leadership kind of person or someone who has an influence can cause some obstruction in this matter. So be careful. 17th of October, Surya will also join this conjunction. Surya is the significator of 9th house. He represents Dharma, but it will be in a debilitation sign. Mercury and Surya forming a Bodhaditya Yoga is good for educational pursuits. So, if you have plans for higher education, further studies, or even taking up courses, it's a favorable time period for you. It is also good for spiritual education. It could be Jyotish Shastras, it could be Vedas, Vedangas, or other ancient texts. 9th of October, Venus is going to enter your 8th house. And thereafter, there is a Parivartan Yoga between Venus and Mercury, which is the 8th and the 9th house Parivartana Yoga. Mostly it will give you mixed results. It might bring some suddenness or for you to deal with adversities. When situation goes adverse, eventually it will help you rise as well. Alright. Mercury will behave as if it's Venus sitting in the 9th house in its Mool Trikon sign, and Venus will behave as if it's Mercury sitting in its exaltation sign in Virgo in the 8th house. So, this is going to be the natural effect. Now, momentarily, you have to also take into account your free will, your efforts, because there is plenty of influence on your 3rd house of Mercury, Mars as well as Sun by the 7th aspect. Mercury's aspect demands that you increase your communication, you be more vocal, you speak up and you take a stand for yourself and your loved ones to improve your future, particularly protection towards your children. Mars' 7th aspect is a lot of energy in your efforts, and resources are going to be favorable for you. In case any effort that you put, you are likely to see result later in October. Mantra based remedies will be very good for you. Mercury's Bij mantra could be good, or a simple Vishnu mantra, that is Om Vishnave Namah. That is how you will be able to channelize the energies, and my best wishes for you. Pisces ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Mercury is entering Libra between 3rd till 24th of October, which falls in your 8th house. Mercury is a Badak Graha for you, and he also rules Kendra houses, but he suffers from a Kendra Adipati Dosh. He is the 4th lord and the 7th lord. Being the 4th lord, it rules your comfort space, your happy space, your home, your protection, your mother, homeland. Being the 7th lord, it rules your spouse. It is the Jaya Bhava, we see peace and war, all those people and events who are opposite to you. Your ability to deal with these opposite energies, businesses are also seen from the 7th house, and Mercury represents trading as a business. Now, a Badak Graha making a transit in the 8th house is indicative of the fact that you will have less obstacles during this time, and you have an opportunity to deal with your adversities and transform in the most efficient manner. Mercury will be conjoined with Mars, who is the 2nd and the 9th lord. You should not rely a lot on fortune in the month of October, but rather your own efforts, your own thinking and decision making. Stick to the path of Jupiter. Thankfully, Jupiter will have a good transit, so you could expect your comfort to be there towards the later half of October. But the first half could be a little bit challenging in terms of dealing with this sudden, quick, fast transformation. Sun will also be joining the two planets on 17th of October. So, there is a 3 planetary conjunction in the 8th house. Plenty of energies are there. So, you will have to deal with adversities. You will have to deal with your transformation, and the pace of life could be a bit erratic. Some things would not be in your control. You're here to pay some karmic debts. That is the kind of situation which you are likely to face or feel. But it will not bother you to a great extent because you will still have limited obstacles. Alright. Now, situation will significantly improve towards the later part of October. But in the beginning, you have to be careful. You have to have some spiritual discipline. Use the mantra of Moon, who is your 5th lord, the Bij mantra, or worship Lord Krishna. He is the one who can protect and guide you. Read Bhagavad Gita. That could be absolutely beneficial for you. Learn Jyotish. So 3 planets making conjunction in the 8th house, your interest towards occult sciences, research-based subjects, where a lot of research is involved, could increase, could elevate. 9th of October, Venus will enter your 7th house, though it's in debilitation sign, but Venus and Mercury will be in a Parivartan Yoga. This Parivartan is between your 7th and the 8th house, between 9th till 24th of October. Now, during this time, Mercury will start behaving as if it's Venus sitting in the 8th house. It is giving you good protection. So, there is good protection from adversities, but there is a relationship karma that you have at this time wherein it calls for protection of your relationship. Try and take control of your temperament, avoid any fiery speech, avoid any aggressiveness, and try to be low-key. Increase your spiritual sadhana. Spiritually, it is very good. You have the ability to transform. Mercury is aspecting your 2nd house by the 7th aspect of desire. So, it's a good transit for your spouse. Your spouse's financial position could increase. They could have some sort of incentives or a rise in the income, depending on the time period that they are going through. But due to plenty of fiery energies, make sure that you keep yourself hydrated all the time. Continue to strengthen Moon and continue to strengthen Jupiter. And my best wishes for you. So friends, this was yet another unique, concise, precise video on Mercury's quick transit in the sign of Libra. I hope and believe Mercury's transit brings in not only an increased pace of life, but our ability to deal with this space and have a very balanced routine in anything that we do. Stay tuned for more such videos on my channel. Thank you very much. God bless you all.